The U.S. Secretary of Defense and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff have been showing off the weapons they say completely destroyed Iran's underground nuclear facilities. The comments, which included a lengthy criticism of the media's coverage of the operation, came hours after Iran's supreme leader claimed a comprehensive victory over the United States.
President Trump directed the most complex and secretive military operation in history. And it was a resounding success, resulting in a ceasefire agreement and the end of the 12-day war. There's been a lot of discussion about what happened and what didn't happen. Step back for a second. Because of decisive military action, President Trump created the conditions to end the war, decimating, choose your word, obliterating, destroying Iran's nuclear capabilities. Because you, and I mean specifically you, the press, specifically you, the press corps, because you cheer against Trump so hard, it's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump, because you want him not to be successful so bad, you have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes. You have to hope maybe they weren't effective. Maybe the way the Trump administration has represented them isn't true. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
Now, the head of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff said a joint collaboration between American and Qatari forces prevented Iranian strikes from causing damage on the airbase in Qatar.
Our U.S. air defenders had only seconds to make complex decisions with strategic impact. These awesome humans, along with their Qatari brothers and sisters in arms, stood between a salvo of Iranian missiles and the safety of Al Udeid. They are the unsung heroes of the 21st century. And as we stand here right now, our forces remain on a high state of readiness in the region, prepared to defend themselves. And one last thing, our adversaries around the world should know that there are other DITRA team members out there studying targets for the same amount of time, and will continue to do so.
Patty Culhane is at the Pentagon and has more on what was said at the press briefing.
This was billed as a chance for the Pentagon to prove their assertion that Iran's nuclear facilities have been completely obliterated, in their words. But what we saw was video of what these bombs can do, graphics of the sites that they targeted, some satellite imagery. As far as actual evidence, they did not provide that. This was a chance for them to come and attack the media. They are trying to say that if we question the strike's effectiveness, that we're in fact smearing the troops that were involved. They did go on to say that this was the most complex and secretive military mission in U.S. history. I think military historians might point to the assassination of Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, or perhaps D-Day in Europe, as being much more complex and much more secretive. But this really was a chance to send a message to the U.S. president that the Pentagon is fighting back against the media. This was very personal and attacking specific journalists. But again, they said that this was going to provide proof, which they said was going to take weeks at the beginning. Now they're saying just a matter of days. They've been able to assess with that the strikes were effective. Again, they said it happened. Did they prove it happened? No. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera at the Pentagon.
Well, in the last few minutes, U.S. President Donald Trump has taken to social media insisting that Iran did not remove any enriched uranium from the nuclear sites before the bombing. In a post, he said nothing was taken out of facilities. It would take too long, too dangerous, and very heavy and hard to move. Well, let's discuss all this now with Yusuf Alabarda, who's a military analyst and former NATO officer. A lot was said during that news conference, that press briefing at the Pentagon. Was there anything that was said or that you saw that convinced you of the success of the U.S. operations on Iran's side?
Yeah, the thing that convinced me, they have showed the capacity of the bombs that they have used. It is unique, and only United States have such kind of bombs, and only United States has strategical bomber planes in their inventory. So they know their technical capacity, and they show an animation how they plow through from the above of Fordow facility and how they exploded. And
Yeah, but this was just a simulation video, just to be clear, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
We have no chance to go inside the facility and to see how much damage. It will take a couple of weeks probably, because it requires human intelligence and at the same time signal intelligence. So we will see in the next coming weeks if they have damaged totally or not.
Okay.
But when you take a look at to the real capacity of these bombs, they can penetrate till to 60 meters deep in the ground. So there is no doubt about that. From the previous experiences, we can say yes, it has been damaged. And also, not only these bombs, but also they have used 30 Tomahawks cruise missiles, which hit the entrance of the Fordow. They are also very effective. I have a list. They have been used in Gulf War, in Baghdad nuclear facility, in Yugoslavia, during the invasion of Iraq, Assad chemical weapon factory. So they are very effective cruise missiles. They have been also effectively used. I didn't see any video also like you, but I know the capacity of Tomahawks also.
Okay.
They are very precise bombs that can hit the desired area.
Okay. Now, Iran did admit that its nuclear sites were damaged in these U.S. strikes. What we didn't hear during that Pentagon briefing, Mr. Alabarda, is what happened to the uranium that was already enriched. Because there have been reports and satellite images that showed trucks at the Fordow nuclear site a few days prior to the bombing by the Americans. What do you think has happened to that uranium that was enriched? And remind us of what Iran has today in terms of nuclear technology and what it doesn't have.
On the internet and at the open resources intelligence websites, there are many satellite photos of Fordow facility. Belongs to 2009, 2010s, 2020s, which means it is under the inspection of satellite images, and everyone is directly monitoring what is going on there, not only in 1 month, but also for years.
Right.
So I have no clue, I cannot prove it to you, but as an ex-soldier, I can say that they probably monitored it very carefully in order to prevent Iran to carry them in somewhere else. Also, there are some open source intelligence report says that since they trust the infrastructure of Fordow, even Iranians brought some extra enriched uranium to the Fordow from the other facilities. That might be also an option, because if the other one's infrastructure is weaker than the Fordow, you may carry it to another places. So we will see in the next coming days, but even Iran dig under the ground and find the enriched uranium in the centrifuges, let's say 100 kilogram, even this is a huge amount to create a nuclear, to own a nuclear weapon. Because only 62 kilograms of 90% enriched uranium has wiped out Hiroshima. So even 100 kilogram is important. The intelligent guys will be very busy to evaluate the damage assessment in the next coming days for this reason.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Alabarda, for your expertise. Thank you for being with us on Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.